Today, I want to help all of you teachers out there get things ready for back to school. Today, we're going to start setting up a teacher planner. If that sounds interesting, stay with me. Well, hi everyone, this is Crystal from A Crystal Clear Life, where we focus on planning, organizing, and living a more simplified life. And today, I want to come and talk to you about what used to be one of my most favorite times of the year, and that was the preparation for going back to school. Now, I know for some teachers, they don't want to hear those words until the week before school starts. But if you are a planner like I have always been, you spend the summer revamping and thinking about ways that you can improve things in your classroom and hopefully make your life a little more organized and a little simpler as you're dealing with all of that classroom stuff. So that's what I want to share with you today. I did receive a couple of questions from other educators who sent me emails and things and said, you know, Crystal, have you ever used a monthly planner? Can you help me figure out how to do that? So that's really what the focus is today. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Of course, I will be creating my digital teacher's planner in OneNote, which is my favorite note-taking app. Why is it my favorite note-taking app? Well, many reasons. I like to say the 3 S's. The first thing is the search feature. I love the search feature in OneNote. It is extremely helpful. You can just type a word or a phrase into the search bar, and it will search through all of your notebooks and find all of the pages that that information might be listed on. I think that's great. The other S that I like for OneNote is the ability to share and use it really as a tool that you and your other teammates, your grade level team or your department chair teams can really share information. And I think that the shareability of OneNote is absolutely fantastic. I know that they've been using OneNote in the classroom with shared notebooks for students, which I think is really, really great. Okay. And I just have used it for so many years, probably 10 years now, and it really is my life management tool. I keep everything from my medical records to my pet records to my garden plans to my books to everything in OneNote. And when I was a teacher, I kept lots and lots of curriculum and schedules and all of that kind of thing in OneNote. So I want to be able to show you how to do some of that today. And again, to set up this notebook, I really wanted to start with a monthly calendar, because whether you're a student who is just starting classes in the fall, or whether you're a teacher who is elementary or secondary education, even college level, what I'm going to show you this week will be very, very flexible. And I think it will work for the majority of you. Even if you're not an educator and you're somebody who just loves to use a monthly view, I think this will be helpful. All right? All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. If you are new to my channel, I want to say welcome. If you're a returning viewer, I want to say welcome back. And I also want to remind you that I have covered a lot in this year so far. So for example, if you see this pretty little notebook background, which happens to be purple today, and you think, gosh, I'd like to have one of those, I have a video on that. The playlist for my 2024 planner has step-by-step videos on how to create this background page, how to change the colors, how to add the links that you see here on the side and the links that you see down across the bottom. There is information about how to get this vertical text here on the side. So that 2024 playlist will be very important, and I will try to link other videos in the description box below for you. So if I go through things today rather quickly and you think, wait a minute, I missed the step on how she got that background, remember, there's a video for that. Just check out the 2024 playlist, okay? All right. Today, I am really wanting to focus on how to create this monthly calendar here, okay? So what I am going to do is, you see what the finished product is supposed to look like. Now let's go to a blank page and let's start there, okay? All right, so I'm going to go up here to add a page. It's going to give me a blank page down here at the bottom. And so what I want to do here is I am simply going to start with my favorite, a table, okay? And I am going to start with an 8-column table. So let me bring this up. I'm going to say I want it to be 8 columns, and I want it to be, let's go 6, and I'm going to say okay. This gives me this little tiny kind of basic table, all right? And if we go back and look, you can see that I have everything spread out. I have Monday through Friday because I'm somebody that likes to start on Mondays. If you like to start your calendar on Sundays, remember, it's completely customizable. You can do it the way you want, okay? But to get these things pretty even, one of the first things that I want to do for this page that we're working on is I want to give myself some grid lines. So I'm going to go up here to the View tab, and I'm going to go down here to Ruled Lines. And I like to work on some graph paper. So I am going to give myself some grid lines there, and then I'm going to move this so it sits kind of right on one of those grid lines, like so, okay? And the way that you can get your table to be bigger is simply drag this little container box. Everything in OneNote is stored in these gray containers so that you can move them around. So I'll just make that bigger, and then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say 2 of these big squares will be good for my days of the week. Okay, so all I'm doing is clicking on the line in between the cells here, and when I get those double arrows, I am simply spreading them out so that they take up 2 spaces. Okay? And there we go. Now I can come in here and label these, and like I said, I like to do a Monday start. So I'm going to put Monday, Tuesday, okay? And then here on the end, I want to leave a place for notes, okay? All right, so far so good. Now, one thing that I get asked is sometimes I put titles kind of outside of my tables, and people have asked me how I do that. So I'm going back here into this first cell where it says Monday, and I am simply going to hit the Enter key, and that is going to drop my table down and give me a space up above there so that I can write, you know, whatever month it is, August 2024, okay? And if I would like to, I can have this particular text centered. So if I go back here to my home menu, I can have it centered, and what it will do is it will center it within this container. So if I make the container smaller, the center moves over to be exactly centered within the container, not centered over the table, okay? You see, if I make this container much bigger, it now is, you know, it doesn't look centered anymore, okay? So keep that in mind. So I'm going to do it that way, and now I have that above the table. Can I change the font of this? Yes, I can. I can choose any font that I like. Let's go Baskerville, why not? We can make it any size that we want. Okay, so I can do that. And in fact, I can make it any color that I want, okay? I showed you in a previous video about choosing colors, and I'll link that up above. And I wanted to use one of my recent colors here, which is this kind of pretty purple color. And as you will see when you look back at our monthly page, it kind of coordinates with the notebook that I set up and one of my favorite florals that I like to use. So I'm going to use that color for now, okay? So what we need to do now is we need to come down here and start numbering. When I set up my original display for you, as you'll see here, I just started with Monday as the first. I know that's probably not accurate for August, so let me grab a quick calendar and make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, so August the 1st is actually on Thursday. So I'm just going to go through here, and as you can see, I am simply adding dates, okay? Oops. All right, so now we have all of our dates added, okay? So this is looking like a little teeny tiny calendar, not a big block one like we, are used to seeing. So how do I fix that? Well, it's pretty easy. I can do it many different ways, but I'm just going to come down here in the notes column and show you simply by putting my cursor there and hitting the enter key, it makes those boxes bigger, okay? And there's nothing in there. It just makes the boxes bigger. So I can decide my own personal preference. Do I want the boxes to be 3? Because I don't usually write a lot, in this space. Or do I want them to be even bigger? Am I somebody that has lots of things that I like to write? And so maybe I want them to be 4 spaces big. So I can simply go in there and hit the enter key and do that, okay? Now, that's looking like a regular calendar that you might see somewhere, okay? But you may be asking me, well, now you have all these spaces, how do you add things? Well, it's very easy to add things. All you need to do is you have your cursor, that you want to put in the square. Let's say the 21st is the first teacher day back, okay? So I'm going to click in the 21st, and, maybe I want to write right next to that, first teacher day. Okay, like so. I can do it that way. Or if I want the date to stand out, I can put first teacher day underneath it there, okay? And then I can come down here and write first student day. Like that, okay? Because this is a table, I can write or type into it, okay? If I wanted to, and I was on my iPad or, wanted to use the pen feature here, I still could take, my pen and I could draw on top of this if I would like. So, maybe I have classroom set up that goes, these days here. Okay, so I want to draw a line there, and I want to say up here, let's see, and we'll do classroom setup. Okay, and then if I want to move that line, I can move it right up underneath of that, like that. Okay, you can change the pen properties on this. The pen properties are listed here, so you could make it a different color if you want. You could make the nib bigger so it stands out a little bit more. You can customize your colors, any of those kinds of things that you want to do. Okay? All right, so I'm going to leave it like that for now. And then another thing that you'll notice when you look at that original monthly calendar that I did, you see I added dates, first day for teachers, welcome back luncheon, department level meetings, classroom setup, and I have a different kind of line here. This is actually a sticker from my sticker set where these flowers came from. They are from Pretty Planner Place. I will leave a link to them below. I will show you how to do stickers in just a few minutes. But what I wanted to talk about is this table shading up at the top, because I think that really helps your dates stand out, okay? All right, so here is the page that we've been working on. And let's say I want to do these first 5 days of the week, a table shading. That means those are school days, okay? Using the eyedropper tool off of this original sticker here, I was able to get some recent colors. So let me show you those. Okay, so back here at the page that we've been working at, if I want to do these first 5 days and I go up to table shading, my most recent colors are right here. And so let's say I want the first ones to be green, and then I want these two to be the weekend, and we'll do that maybe this soft pink color. And then maybe I want my notes section to be maybe this light gray color, okay? So then I kind of have, something that's looking a little bit more colorful, a little bit more like what you see here, okay? All right. The next thing that I added was this information over here, week 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? This also is a graphic, so I can move it wherever I would like, okay? If I like it on that end, that's great. If I want it on the other end, I can put it back on the other end. And remember when you're moving graphics that you can use your Alt key, hold down your Alt key, and make those very small, fine movements, okay? Again, there's a video for how I did this in PowerPoint, but I'm going to quickly jump over to PowerPoint and show you what I did. Okay, so here we are in PowerPoint. This is a PowerPoint slide deck that I have played around with for the entire year. The notebook that I made is in here. Let's see, it's somewhere up here at the top. Is that it? Yes, that's it. Okay, so that's the one that I made for this particular notebook, and I'll show you that some more in just a little bit. Let me go back to the page that I'm looking for. Okay, so this is the page that I was working on, and what I simply did here, originally I set this up for my cleaning zones. If you're interested in seeing that video, it's also linked up above and down below. And I just really wanted to create this, reminder for myself on my monthly calendar that I was cleaning in zone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, when I got to doing this academic calendar, I realized, you know what? I can use that same setup for the week numbers for the month, okay? So all I did is I went up here to the zones that I had already done, and I copied them and pasted them down below. And then I was able to go in and change the word zone to week, like so. And I was able to get them all done just like this, okay? Now, of course, these are just spaces in between, so if you don't have as big a blocks and you need them to be a little bit closer together, you can do that. You can move them closer together, okay? But remember, when you take them into OneNote, they are going to be a graphic. So work it out the way you want it to be here, and know that when you take it into OneNote, it's going to stay in graphic form. So you're not going to be able to edit it as easy, okay? All right, and then once I had it all the way I wanted, I simply went up here and said, choose it. And I said, copy. And then I came down below it, and instead of pasting it regular so that I could edit it, I pasted it as a picture. Okay, and then you'll see that's down here. And then with this cool rotation handle, I can rotate it and get it the way that I want it, okay? Then once it was the way that I wanted it, I could copy it, I could take it back to OneNote, paste on the side so you don't move things around, and there is my graphic, okay? And then you can see I can shrink it, I can make it smaller, but I cannot adjust the spacing in between. So if I want this to fit on here, I can do something that looks like this and move it to the end, wherever I'd like to put it, okay? All right, now you're gonna ask about, well, can I rotate that? Well, you can. You could do it this way, and you could do it this way, okay? But notice when you do that, that your week 5 is now on top and your week 1 is at the bottom, okay? All right, so I kind of like it the way it was. Actually, let's just delete this one because we don't need it. We have this one over here, okay? All right, so I've done my title. I have my calendar. I've shown you how to do this week 1 through 5. Now let me show you some stickers. I have, for years now, been collecting stickers, and this is one of my favorite sticker sets. It is Positively Purple Florals, and it is from Pretty Planner Place, and I will put this link down in the description box. So if you see something you like, you can, you can purchase that for yourself. This was not a sponsored video. I just happen to love her work. So Let me show you. All the stickers come in individual PNGs. I just download them, copy them, and then put them in OneNote. Again, there's a video for that. Today is kind of a compilation of showing you how all of these things work together. But let's say maybe you want to have this clipboard, this little, binder clip. So we can just make a copy of that, and then we can take it back to our teacher planner. And again, I always say to paste on the side because you don't want things to move around, and you can see what they look like over there. You can then take that binder clip. Maybe you want to put it on your page, something like that. Maybe you want to use this as an indicator for what day it is, so I'm going to put it there because today's the 9th. I don't know. However you would like to use it is fine. And so that's really all I did. This is a sticker. You can see the box around it, and that tells you that it's a sticker. This set of arrows down here is also a sticker. You can see the box around it. I can make it shorter. I could make it wider if I wanted to take up space to show that something, classroom setup was moving and going to be this entire week. So I can do something like that if I want, just to kind of block out time. It's just endless, the things that you can do, okay? All right, so the calendar that we were playing with now looks very much like what we have, but I wanted to show you again that I added that notebook background, and that again is from PowerPoint. So I'm going to show you how I did that. Let me scroll out a little bit so that you see more room here. Let's jump back over to PowerPoint. Let's go back up to the new notebook that I created for this notebook, and it is right here, okay? And what I need to do is just grab that corner, copy all of that, get that slide exactly the way I want it, copy everything, and you will see now that my background, my lines, my white sheet, my spiral, everything is highlighted, okay? So I can then say copy, and the magic begins. We go back to OneNote, go over here and paste on the side, and paste as a picture, and that notebook background will come in, okay? Now, I can then grab that notebook background, and I can move it. You see it's a graphic. You see those dots and dash lines around it? It is a graphic, and I am somebody who likes to put my title of my page in my notebook, okay? I like to be able to see the title as if it's printed on the page. So I will move my background so that I have room for my title to show, like that. Let's go ahead and give this a title so that I can see. Let's say August 2024 monthly. All right. And then maybe that's a little too tight. So I'm going to hold down my Alt key, and I'm going to use my mouse, and I'm going to move it ever so slightly until it gets just where I like it, okay? All right, now you can see that this has covered up everything that I have in the back, okay? And at the moment, if I leave this graphic just the way it is, it's going to move around, and I'm not going to be able to do things on top of it. So the best thing that you can do when you have a graphic like this is to right-click it and go down and set the picture as the background. Now what that's going to do is it's going to take this graphic and it's going to put it in the very, very back, and then I will be able to do other things on top of it, okay? And also, these little dashed lines that you see here around the outside are going to go away, all right? So there you go. Now you see the dashed lines are gone from my notebook, and I now have this container that has my entire calendar in it that I can move around, and I can put it wherever I would like, okay? All right. Now, again, the amount of things that you can do with this page is endless. If you wanted to add another table over here for habit tracking or goals or something like that, you certainly could. all you need to do is go up here to your table and insert another table, and it will come up just like that. And then you can, make that table whatever you might need, to add to your, to add to your monthly calendar. Okay. I just think the flexibility of OneNote is incredible, and I love it, love it, love it. Okay. All right. So the only other thing that I did, was I added those stickers. So let's go back over here and grab a sticker. I've got all kinds of pretty things here. Let's do this one. These are individuals. Let's pick a bigger cluster. Let's pick this one. It's a corner. And we'll copy that. And we'll take it back to our teacher page. Paste on the side. There you go. Now, I can put this down here in this blank space, like so. Okay, that looks very pretty. I could also take the other one that I had over here, personal notebook. This one. And again, paste on the side. And then I could rotate that if I want. And I could take that and add it in this very far corner down here. Again, using my Alt key to get that very slow spacing. Okay, so it's a different look. It could be different every time. That's the thing that I love about it. Okay, so this is the original one that I showed you at the start of the video. The only thing that I have not shown you how to do today to get this monthly calendar is to add the links here on the side and the links on the bottom. Now, before we talk about that, I wanted to say to you, if it were me and I were back in the classroom, I would set up a brand new notebook and I would start with the beginning of the year. So I would have, long-term planning for this first tab. For the second tab, I would have, maybe my student notes that I have here. And then for my third tab, I might have curriculum pages here. And then I would start with August and September and October and November. Okay, so I would have all of my months going across. If you don't want to do that and you want maybe to make this where I have February, maybe if you wanted that to be all of your months, so you want to start with, August at the top, and then for your pages over here, you have August, September, October, November, all the way through your school year. You could do that, and then the rest of these tabs that I would add would be the subject areas that I would be teaching. Okay, so I have taught everything from preschool to senior year of high school. So I have covered everything from, basic spelling and letter identification all the way up to, Western civilization and introduction to abnormal psychology and, all of those kinds of things. So that's what I would do. I would have a tab for each of the subjects that I'm responsible for. That way I could build my curriculum, I could build my unit plans, I could build my quizzes, my tests, all of that kind of thing under each one of those tabs. Okay? All right. Now, back to those links. Like I said, there is a whole video on how to add these links to get the color to be dark, to get the, the text to be that white color that really pops. And in the original video, I showed you how to do links to daily pages. I can tell you now, as a teacher, I never kept a daily page. I simply, worked off of my monthly and then my weekly lesson plan, which leads me to say, next week's video will be about adding that lesson plan page and some other pages that you as an educator might need to have. Okay? All right. Well, I want to say thanks for watching today. If you've learned anything new, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you have not already. For those of you who are new here, I am a retired educator and I taught for 35 years. And I really just enjoy continue teaching here on YouTube. And this month I'd like to help new teachers or teachers who are just getting into digital planning, wanting to make a change into OneNote. I'd like to help you along the way. So If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you have any suggestions for pages that you would like to see me make, leave them in the comments below. That really is a great way. I get some great video ideas from you guys, and really my purpose is to help you become better at what you're doing. And so the only way I can do that is if I know the things that you are thinking about or the things that you need to create. Okay? All right. Well, thanks for watching today. This is a beautiful page, and thinking about all of this teacher stuff again after being away from the classroom for about 5 years now, it really makes me a little nostalgic. I always loved teaching. I always loved being around the students. They keep you on your toes, they keep you learning, and they keep you engaged all the time. Anyway, thanks for watching today. I really do appreciate you guys. And here's hoping that you can live a more organized and simplified life through better planning. I use OneNote. All right, until next time. Okay, bye.